Peace to everybody. It's God I just tuning back in. It's been a little while since I came in and I actually done a video here on YouTube. I've been working on some different things. Again, as you all know, this is fairly a new channel. I've been, trying to grow it. So make sure you go ahead and share this message to those who may need to hear it. You know what I'm saying? Don't hesitate to leave a comment. And if what I'm speaking about, if the message resonate with you, don't be afraid to go ahead and like it, and if you're not already, go ahead and subscribe, But yeah, man, I'm back in here again, another one. And, listen, I'm just going to jump straight into the message, man, and this is specifically talking about, talking more so in regards to, the black female in America. You know what I'm saying? Just to say the least. I'm gonna get to the males too. Possibly on the next one, but right now I'm talking directly, about the females, and this is important for all of us to hear this though, not just the females, although it's directed more so toward the black female in America. At this time, I want to make sure that everybody knows the importance of it, because it affects all of us. Let me start off by saying this. The mother is the first teacher of the child. You know what I'm saying? The mother is the first teacher of the child. So, what this means is that if you have a village of people that's really conducting themselves as savages and shit, moving around with no type of regard for themselves or the people around them, you got niggas just acting delirious out here. You know what I'm saying? So if you got that going on, all of that going on, some of these women would like to point the fingers at some of the males and say that, hey, you're not acting accordingly. The way we act may be because of you, this, that, and the third. But we have to point out the fact that the mother is the first teacher of the child. None of these men didn't come through a man. They came through the mother. You know what I'm saying? She's the giver, she's the portal through which life comes through. So these guys that she complained about are her sons. You know what I'm saying? And I want to really make a point here, because I really want to get into the spiritual part of this. You know what I'm saying? This is all about the spiritual effects of your decisions as a woman in America. And we're going to get into the dynamics of the energy and the way the energy works when you are dealing with women who are promiscuous in a reckless way. You know what I'm saying? I gotta address this because, listen. We know right now that hookup culture and thought culture is such a big thing right now in America. It's ridiculous. Like, this shit has gotten to the point to where it's like, particularly, black women in America, quote unquote black, melanated, whatever you want to call her, she's the one, it's a lot of savagery going on. You look around, you see an increase in BBLs, and you see an increase in, these fake lashes that they like to wear. And I'm not knocking anybody's preference for how they like to do what they do, but I'm just making a point. I'm building here, so stick with me to the end of the video. You know what I'm saying? So you see more of that. You see more, attributes that actually tends to look further and further away from what the woman originally looked like. You know what I'm saying? See, everything now is about attention, and that attention is causing, the black woman in America to fall to the lowest point that she's ever been. And I'm not speaking for all women. I'm not saying that this applies to all women, but when we look around, we cannot ignore this shit is going on both sides of the spectrum. You know what I'm saying? So let me just say this first of all. Anytime you lay down with an individual, there's an energy exchange. You know what I'm saying? That's what sex is. SEX. Sex is sacred energy exchange. You know, there's no way around it. You know what I'm saying? You can't just call it sex and take out the energetic factor and take out the spiritual factor of it, because sex is indeed a spiritual act. I know that it's, you know, a lot of you want to think that it's physical, but it's actually more spiritual than it is physical. It don't matter how many times you lay down with a person. It don't matter how many people you lay with. You know what I'm saying? You got women out here that's just letting different guys just bust them up every night. You know what I'm saying? You got a different dude laying in your bed every fucking night, and you wonder why you have multiple personality disorder. Okay, oh yeah, because we gonna talk about it. See, first of all, like if a woman is a receiver and the male is a giver, whenever a male actually inserts himself into a woman, especially when he ejaculates and he unleashes into a woman, sperm actually has DNA in it, and it has messages in it. So whatever that man is thinking, you know, whatever he's feeling, whatever he's dealing with, that energy is unleashed and unloaded into that woman. And furthermore, the woman herself is already probably toxic. Usually these type of women are already toxic themselves, which is why they continue to do the same things. If your womb is toxic and then you get with a toxic male, that's just going to bring more toxicity to your womb. Then you go jump into bed with the next man, and then you do it over and over and over and over again. You know what I'm saying? You all on your social media with your ass out, thinking that, that shit cute and all that. Now, I ain't knocking nobody for being sexy, because I mean, look, being sexy is a lovely thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, as a man, we like curves and we like nice, we like nice features on women. I'm not knocking that at all. Like, ain't nothing wrong with that. But when it get to the point to where you just live in real savagery, and you have disregard for your own spiritual well-being, to the point that you're not even taking into account how many people you let slide in and out of your womb every night, then it's a problem. See, again, whenever two people come together, that is a sacred energy exchange. So whenever you lay down with multiple people, you know what I'm saying, and you don't practice any form of spiritual cleansing, you don't know how to get that shit off of you. You don't know how to take time to cleanse and remove those energies off of you. And a lot of times, when you dealing with that many people, you begin to, this is how you get a sex demon attached to you. And whenever that sex demon is attached to you, you can never feed it enough. You have to keep feeding it and feeding it and feeding it. And the next thing you know, you done spiraled out of control. You know what I'm saying? As a woman, you got a different man in your bed every night. You feel me? And it just keeps going. It keeps going, After you done with one, you back off to the club to go find another one to come home with the next night. This shit has gotten so out of control to the point where the women and men too, like, niggas don't even know who the fuck they are anymore. You don't even know who you are, because you have taken on the energy of so many different people that you've laid down with, that you don't even know who the fuck you are anymore. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you're gonna be in the mix like that, at the very least, you need to know how to take a break in between partners and actually learn how to cleanse yourself energetically. You got to know how to spiritually properly cleanse yourself. And I mean thoroughly cleanse yourself. I ain't talking about just one bath. I ain't talking about just saging yourself one time and thinking that you're going to get rid of years worth of sexual partners that you done had entered into you just because you took one. No. You think you're going to get rid of, you know what I'm saying, years worth of, you gonna get rid of years worth of niggas just busting all in you. You think you gonna get rid of all of that along with your own trauma. This is a problem. You know what I'm saying? Because, now you toxic. Your womb is toxic, and now you don't know what to do. So again, this is what's happening in the culture, and especially among women in America. If you look around, you can tell, like, it's like, I mean, just look, like, for one, that is a sign of a lack of self-love. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you have you have mommy issues, you have daddy issues that you never solved when you was a child, and that shit carries into your adulthood, and now that behavior that you got is to cover up those wounds. So you might be hooked on alcohol, and you might be hooked on drugs and shit. You popping pills, you doing all of this shit, you jumping in and out of the bed with different dudes and different men, and you got a nigga in there every night. Niggas in there every night. You got another one in there every night. And then you start to suffer from depression. You start to suffer from schizophrenia, multiple personality disorder, because whenever you have an energy exchange, you take on the energy of each and every person that you lay with. So then what happens is, whenever you go to get with another man, that man is picking up your energy just as well. You know what I'm saying? You haven't even purged yourself or cleansed yourself. You don't even know who the fuck you are. You know what I'm saying? And whenever a person continues to keep throwing layers and layers of things on them, that means they're trying to hide the pain. They're trying to cover up the pain. So when you see all of these, you see all of these lace fronts, you see, again, I'm not knocking anybody for what they do or whatever, however they want to look and all that, but I'm saying that this is a psychological issue on a deeper level. This is all spiritual. You see these women and they keep putting on all of this shit. You got on tons of makeup. You got on all of these different wigs. You know what I'm saying? Your ass ain't even really yours. You went to get a BBL. You got surgery done on that. You got fake nails on. You got these lashes on that extend 5 feet outside of your face. You feel me? And it's just like, and everybody, and it really is a competition between these women. They're really trying to outdo each other at the end of the day, but they end up looking like clowns, like in a fucking circus. You know what I'm saying? Because really, attention is the new currency for a lot of these people. It's all about how much attention you can get. It's all about how many likes you can get. You care more about likes and social media than you really care about your spiritual well-being. You know what I'm saying? You trying to get somebody to, notice you. You know what I'm saying? Slide in your DM, fly you out, do a little something and send your ass back home. You know what I'm saying? And then you done been used up and you think that really means something. Meanwhile, you ain't wifed up. You not married. You know what I'm saying? You ain't in no real situation to where, you got somebody that really wanted to take you in and embrace you as his significant other, because all you are is just a jump off for the night, because that's the type of energy that you embody. And now all of a sudden you think that just because one man pulled up, he spent a little money on you, took you home, smashed you up and sent you on your way, now you feel like you accomplished something, when in reality you just getting used the fuck up. So again, we got to be mindful of what we call our sexual energy, especially males, man, because we hold, our seed is really trapped sunlight. It's the essence of life. Your semen is the essence of life. Whenever you release into a woman, they call it semen for a reason. It's like semen. They're swimming upstream in order to and seeing which one can fertilize their egg the fastest. So that energy, that sperm actually has information in it. Whenever you release into a woman, your sperm has information in it. It's light. So if you a man that really, that really do your work, you know what I'm saying? If you practice semen cultivation and semen retention, you doing breath work. You tapped into that higher consciousness. Your frequency is at a higher level. If you one of those men, then you better be very mindful about engaging in sexual activities with one of these women who, like to be jumping from house to house every night. Because if you done worked on yourself and then you go lay with that, then you know what I'm saying, she's going to pollute you. And vice versa. If you're a female who have, definitely done that work, you put enough work in, you worked on your womb and healing your womb, you really worked on yourself to the point to where your vibration is at the highest level, then you need to be mindful of who you let enter into your womb. You know what I'm saying? It goes both ways. But the thing is that once you reach a certain level of enlightenment, you will actually be able to tell who and what is for you and what is not. Your spiritual radar is going to be so high that whenever somebody come around you who is not an energetic match, you're going to know it immediately. You know what I'm saying? This is what we call the gift of clairsentience, being able to feel energy from afar. You know, you're going to know immediately. But if you continuously mixing your energy with people every night, you're not going to be able to distinguish what's your energy and their energy. So certain thoughts might pop into your mind when in reality you think it's yours, but it's really somebody else's. And yes, this does happen. I'm going to tell you, for example, how powerful this sexual energy exchange is. When you go to lay down with a person, you know what I'm saying, and y'all engage into a sexual activity, or you spending a lot of time with this person, you know what I'm saying? And let's just say that this person, this person woke up today and, they had a headache, or they just had, they start dealing with depression. And all of a sudden, you sitting at home and you never really, you was fine at one point, but all of a sudden you start to feel depressed and you start to have headaches and you start to feel a certain way. You thinking that is you, and the whole time you not realizing that because you sit there and you lay down and you mix your energy with somebody who you didn't even know, that you are taking on their energy. And usually when the energy exchange happens, you walk away feeling fucked up and the other person walk away feeling better than they did. They feel better than you because they have taken on your energy and you have taken on their energy. So there's an energy exchange taking place. So you need to learn how to energetically cleanse yourself. And I'm talking about thoroughly. You know what I'm saying? If you need any type of help trying to remove, this type of energy off of you from years and years of trauma, from years and years of, different sexual partners and shit like that, and you can always hit me up. I am a spiritual advisor, practitioner. I know how to help you get all of that off of you if you're willing to put the work in yourself. And again, you can hit me, you can email me. My email is info@thehouseofancestors.com. Again, info@thehouseofancestors.com. I'm here to assist in any way that I can. But yeah, I just wanted to talk about this, man. The promiscuity, the thought culture, and the effects that it has on your spiritual well-being and your spiritual health. The spiritual repercussions of having multiple sexual partners that, in and out of your bed every night when you're not really taking time out to cultivate your seed and, taking time, especially for the males that's not cultivating their seed. You really can't be having your seed all over the place, man. Your seed is very much important. A woman can release way more times and it not affect her on a level that it does a man. When a man releases, that seed that's the essence of life. It creates, that's creative life force energy. So whenever that goes out and you just wasting your seed on toxic women, man, listen, man, you wasting your life away. Your very life. Every time a man releases, a piece of his soul comes out. Like, that's a piece of your soul. You know what I'm saying? Theoretically speaking, it's like a piece of your very soul coming out of you every time you lose a piece of yourself. So, you got to get in line. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck are we doing out here, man? Like, the shit has gotten to a point to where people don't really understand. When you don't understand the way these things work, you feel like, oh, I'm just living life. I'm just doing me. I'm just doing this, that, and the third. But then, when you start suffering from severe anxiety, or when you start developing these health issues inside your body, and you don't know where the fuck they came from, but when you've been practicing such deviant behavior in your sexual life, you done picked up on all of these different energies, and the energies that these people are carrying have been transferred into you, and they dumping all of this shit inside your womb, and in turn it manifests into your organs. It manifests into your body. Because each one of your organs in your body has a vibrational frequency. Next thing you know, you're dealing with ovarian cysts and shit like that. The next thing you know, you're dealing with issues with the lungs, with the kidneys, with the liver, with the pancreas. You know what I'm saying? Because each one of these organs are actually affiliated with a certain emotion. So if a man is coming to you carrying a bunch of different emotions, you know what I'm saying, and you dealing with niggas that's, you know what I'm saying, popping pills and, you know what I'm saying, smoking and drinking every night at the club and shit like that, you ain't even really dealing with people that's, you know, that's pure, and they coming to you with all of these different emotions that they carry, and what's gonna happen is they're gonna transfer those emotions into your body, and each one of these emotions actually affect your organs, you know what I'm saying, in your body, you know. So, you know, you have certain things that go on, and you take on these sicknesses and these illnesses when you deal in such a way, you know. But nah, you know, you more concerned about getting likes and shit. You know, it don't matter how many sexual partners you get. It don't matter how many, you know, sexually transmitted demons that you have attached to you. It don't matter about none of that to you until shit really start fucking with your head. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not a game. Trust me. But see, a lot of people don't realize what's actually happening when they experiencing these things. You know what I'm saying? And again, I'm not here to preach to you. Listen. I'm not here to preach. I'm nobody's preacher. I'm nobody's saint. I'm nobody's none of that. I'm just the messenger, and I'm just here to deliver the message the way that it comes to me, and that's exactly what I'm doing. You know what I mean? So, I mean, you know, and again, man, and to my my fellow men out there, man, make sure you protecting your seed with your life, man. Your seed is important. Very much important. I need you to be cultivating your seed. I don't care how hard. Like, it's not the easiest thing to do, but you need to start working on you know, semen retention, meaning holding your seed. And when I say hold it, don't just hold it and just sit there. When you hold your seed, you need to learn how to channel that seed into other avenues. See, because your semen is that's what you call creative energy. Your creative energy is used to create. So if you're not using that creative energy to create a baby or create a child, which is really what it's supposed to be used for when you're releasing, but I know, you know, we like to get a release in, but at the same time, you don't want to keep releasing your seed as a male. You want to be able to take your seed and channel that energy into other endeavors. This is how you manifest. This is how you bring things into existence. Do you know how powerful your seed is, my man? You know? Do you know how powerful your seed is, my nigga? It's very powerful. You know what I'm saying? Like, God, do you know how powerful your seed is? Like, you know how powerful that shit is. Like, it's the very essence of life. That's called holding your light. Your seed is your light. And you can tell, you know, you can tell somebody that does a lot of releasing or that watch a lot of porn and all of that shit because they have a weak aura. They have a weak light because they're draining all their light out of them all the time because they don't have it in them. And I hate to get on it, but I mean, just look at that nigga Puffy. You know what I'm saying? Brother Love. This nigga don't got no light. Like, if you really look at him, you know, yeah, he's a well-groomed man, you know. I mean, you know, he keep himself up, but I'm talking about that light that's inside of a person's soul. I'm talking about your energy. That light that's in you, that the one that's got to be in you that can't be on you. You see these niggas that engage and indulge in all of this, you know, let me be careful what I say on YouTube. And again, no offense to nobody or whatever, but I got to call it how I see it. All of these guys that engage in all of this, you know, erotic homosexual behavior, you know what I'm saying, down low, savage, you know, type of behavior. They doing it in such a savage way. You can look at their auras and see how drained, like there's no life left in them because they can no longer satisfy that sex demon that's attached to them. You can't satisfy that motherfucker no more. It's still hungry. You got to keep feeding it. Once you take on that energy of a sexual demon, you have to keep feeding that joint. That joint it's gonna keep starving until you know how to get rid of it. And all of these, and when I say demons, man, listen, man, these energies are all energies. These are part of you that lie dormant in you. You know what I'm saying? It ain't no outside shit that's coming in. It's already in you. These demons that you got can be transferred to other people, but in reality, these demons that you feeding are already your own demons. You got to know how to face it. You got to know how to do alchemy to face that shit. You know what I'm saying? And again, I'm keeping this conversation really basic and surface level for so that, you know, even the simplest of people can understand it. You know, but I can really get into more about, you know, I would like to get in more into like necromancy and, You know, the art of like calling on the dark entities and dark energies, or working with darkness directly in order to bring about change. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of this really ties into sex. You know, sex can really be used for necromancy. You know what I'm saying? Or it can be used in different ways. Like, you know, you can use it to bring about change. It's actually going to always bring about change. Whether that change be physical, emotional, spiritual, it's always going to be a change. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a sexual energy exchange taking place. You know, so again, man, I wanted to bring this message that, you know, it's a lot deeper than what you see on the surface when you're talking about, you know, dealing with sexual energy. You know, a lot of women in the culture right now, especially in America, you know, they walking around really lost, and like, you know, they think that, you know, again, because they look a certain way, or, you know, they put on enough makeup, or, you know what I'm saying, like they feel entitled. And I'm telling you dudes, man, you niggas need to stop enabling these women, because if it wasn't for you enabling them, you know what I'm saying, you need to make sure you hold them accountable, because the energy is all jacked up and these women are imbalanced. And if you dealing with it and if you enabling it, then that means you too as a male is also imbalanced. You know what I'm saying? You need to bring your energy back into balance. You know what I'm saying? Get somewhere and spend some time alone. See, right now, a lot of you probably not even aware that, you know, there's CMEs taking place, which is what we call coronal mass ejections coming from the sun. And these things are actually hitting the planet. So what this means is that this is going to cause disruptions in the power grid. So eventually, we're going to hit a time where the power grid is actually going to shut down for some time. That means no power, no social media, no internet, no none of that shit. So all of you women who actually have an addiction to social media, you know what I'm saying, who actually has found, you know, your addiction in social media and attention, you know, you get dressed up and, you know, you take your clothes off just to get on social media and shit for likes and clicks. What you gonna do when you no longer have that fix or that drug to actually, you know, feed you? You know what I'm saying? You're gonna go through withdrawals. You know, you better get back out into nature and remember who you are. This is how you raise your frequency. I don't care where you at. You know what I'm saying? You need to find somewhere to go outside and put your feet on the ground. Put your bare feet on Mother Gaia, on Mother Earth, and let her feel you, and let all that energy that you got in you, you know what I'm saying, all them nuts that's done been released up inside of you, why don't you go stand on the ground barefoot and let some of that energy release into the earth? You know, you need to let that shit out. You need to let it out. You need to cleanse. You need to clear that. You know, walking around here with a boatload of energies in you, and you feel like you know who you are, but you're really mentally disturbed and lost. And this is why. You know what I'm saying? So again, man, I wanted to tap in on this just for a moment and talk about some of the repercussions and things. And, you know, I didn't really touch on everything, so I'm gonna come back with a part 2, because I really want to get into some other things in regards to this topic. You know what I'm saying? Because it don't stop there. It gets very deep. Like, sex is actually it's a very sacred act. You know, your womb is actually a portal. The woman's womb is a portal. The portal brings life into existence. It can bring different things, can come in and out of that portal. So you better be mindful. That's your Stargate portal. You understand? And right now, you know, the Divine Mother is very upset with what she's seen when it comes to the culture of women and men, but in particularly these women, because if you're supposed to be representative of the divine feminine, but you moving around as a savage, you know, you don't reach the lowest level. You have reached a level so low that you conducting yourself at the same level as a fucking animal. You moving around like an animal, like a savage. You might as well crawl on all fours with the level that you on in terms of your frequency and your vibration. You know what I'm saying? You don't know the first thing about spiritual hygiene. You don't know the first thing about spiritual hygiene. You don't even know how to talk to your womb. You don't even know how to talk to your organs. You don't know how to get into a harmonic frequency and get into that resonance with the earth's frequency. You don't even know how to do that. The earth is a divine being herself. Don't get it twisted. The earth is a divine feminine creature. It is a feminine being, living organism. Yes, the earth is a female living organism. This is why she's called Mother Earth or Mother Gaia. And so you can take something from her. And if you ever feel lost as a woman, you need to get out and go connect with Earth, because she is your mother as well. Go put your feet on her. Go get out in nature and start, communicating with the plants. Talk to the trees. Leave your iPhone or whatever, your cell phone, in the car. Leave that shit in the car. Take off your makeup, your lashes, your wigs, all that shit, and go out there and, put your feet on the ground. And I want you to deep breathe. I want you to sit in silence and naturally ask the universe, ask the divine, ask the creator, what messages do you have for me? What can I do to heal myself of all of this trauma? How can I get this energy of, sexually disturbed, deities out of me, demons out of me? How can I get this energy of sexually disturbed trauma out of me? What can I do? Just ask the question and sit there. Whatever you want to ask. And you need to be out in nature, somewhere away from people and everything else, where you can sit out and around trees, around certain things, running water. Get in touch with that right there. Do that right there. And I promise you, you're going to come back out of that a changed person. And you're going to want to keep doing it and keep doing it. And then you will start to slowly see yourself change. And once you do that, you can then look back on your old self, and then you like, wow, I was really fucked up. Wow. See, when you in it, you can't really see it. You can't see it when you in the thick of it like that. But I'm telling you, you need to go do that. It's, all of us. You know what I'm saying? But again, man, I'm just here bringing the message. But again, if this resonated with you, man, make sure you go ahead and hit the like button, man, and share this video. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think. What's your experience with this? What do you think? Male or female? I welcome all comments. I welcome all conversation with this, man. Yeah, so let me know what you think. Also, man, I'll be on air, man, this Wednesday and every Wednesday. So check me out on radio. The name of my show is Order the Ancestors Radio, which you can catch that on WDRB Media. Every Wednesday at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, man. All y'all got to do is you can go follow The House of Ancestors on Instagram. But to listen to Order the Ancestors Radio, you can actually stream WDRB Media by going to WDRBmedia.com, or just look for WDRB Media on Apple Music. You can look for WDRB Media on Streamer, the TuneIn app, or RadioSeed.com. You can also find WDRB Media on Alexa. And listen again on Wednesday at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for that segment. It's only 30 minutes, so, man, chime in, man. And if you're interested in being a sponsor on the show, or, you got a product or service or any type of thing that you would like to promote, music too, because, I delve into hip-hop, I delve into music, I delve into the arts. Any of that you would like to promote, you can always email info@thehouseofancestors.com, and also make sure y'all book your consultations, info@thehouseofancestors.com. That's my email, my business email, where you can reach me. So again, man, tame your sexual energy, redirect that energy. You know what I'm saying? This is what happens when promiscuity gets out of control, especially among the women. The woman is the first teacher of the child, and the male, you need to continue to focus on, retaining and cultivating your seed, using your seed for other things other than just wasting it on toxic women every night and shit like that, man. But again, man, I appreciate y'all for checking this message out, man. I catch y'all on the next one. It's God I Seer, man, signing off. Peace.